I'm Bethany Cotton. I'm going to be talking to you today about holistic teen librarianship. This is just the idea of how do we serve all the diverse teens that walk through the door and meet all their needs. The things I hope we're going to be learning today, as I said, how to better serve all teens, to get ideas for giving teens the tools they need to prevent and survive crisis in their lives, and to learn how librarians can promote and encourage resiliency in their teen patrons. To really help teens, we need to know where they're at. And I think this gives us a interesting visual way of looking at the upheaval inherent in teen lives. And it's a very exciting time for teens as well, so many options and things that they can do, but it's also can be a lot of pressure because of all those choices and options. And for some teens that don't have the coping skills, it can be too much. And I think we see that here in the graphs, a sharp spike in the suicide rates. Some of the biggest increases in mental health concerns are throughout the teen years, and a lot of drug and substance abuse starts in the teen years. So they need a lot of help in navigating this. We have the tools and the information that can help them through this, so how do we get that to them? Several increasing number of libraries in the country are adding social workers to their staffs, and I think this is a great fit because as librarians, we are trying to provide patrons with the information they need, and social workers have information that a lot of patrons can use. Homeless people are a large segment of library populations. Some days it's up to 15% of the people walking through an urban center are homeless because it's safe, it's warm, it has entertainment. So they've added the social worker, meeting the people that need those resources where they're at to give them that information. And I just love this idea in conjunction with the teens. Like, it'd be awesome if we had a social worker who could just help these teens. But for most of us, we work in libraries where we probably don't have the money or the resources to do that. And we probably don't even have all the resources that we would love to have for teens. But I love this quote from Denise Augusto, who's the head of Drexel University's Library and Information Program. And talking about teen librarianship, she said she believes that there's going to be an increasing focus on what the library does over what the library has. So maybe we don't have a social worker on staff. Maybe we don't even have all the information we would like to be able to give to them. But is there something that we can do to compensate for those lacks? Just repeatedly giving them the information. Information can be boring in isolation, but maybe as a teen is going through a crisis, maybe they will remember this information that we're telling them over and over is there, and they'll be able to access it and use it to their advantage. So we can do promotion for Awareness Month. Almost every single month of the year has an awareness for something. September is Suicide Prevention Month. LGBT history is in October. Homeless youth is in January. Every single month has something that we can highlight. This promotions can be as old school as posters in hallways, pamphlets in young adult areas, just compiling a list of resources, maybe symptoms, what they can do to change things. And we can also make that list of resources on our library blog, on our social media. However we're outreaching to teens, let them know the resources are there and ensure that they're easily accessible for teens in a crisis. We can do book displays of quality young adult fiction dealing with these topics. This isn't a straight informational need, but it's important that they understand that they're not the only ones who have ever gone through this situation. It gives them someone to relate to, and that's important as well. And some of those books have a lot of good information too. Ensure access to a teen health and wellness database. This is another way of empowering teens with information. There's so much physical changes in their bodies as well throughout the teen years, and it's important to remember that. And this just helps them know, is this normal, is this not normal? Do I need to go to the doctor or do I not? A lot of them aren't comfortable talking to their family doctor about some of the health concerns they're going through. This gives them another option. For those of us in a school setting, we can do informational class push-ins. We can collaborate with the teachers. And as they're doing an immigrant or refugee unit in history class, we can go in there and let them know what resources are available in the community for that population. During Lori House Anderson's Speak, maybe in an ELA class, we can push in and let them know rape survival or sexual assault survival resources that are within the community. We can partner with community businesses to help teens be more successful in the future. We can create teen job listing, as this librarian is doing with the Teen Job Fair. We can prepare teens for jobs by having these community businesses come in and tell the teens what they're looking for in prospective employees. We can host resume writing clinics, help these teens look impressive on paper so that they're not getting the job because they just can't make themselves look good even though they're really qualified for the job. This is just a way of letting them know that we care about them, that we're wanting to help them. So once we've given them as much information as we can, are we done? Is that all we can do? No. Dr. Jamie Jones has done an amazing amount of research on resiliency and how librarians can promote that in their teams. And one of the best things that we can do is be a mentor. Resiliency has a lot to do with having a trusted adult that they can turn to in a time of need. For some disadvantaged youth, they don't have that even at home. They don't have a trusted adult. Be that adult for them. Get to know your teens, listen to them, respect them, involve them. They're at that awkward stage where sometimes people treat them as children and sometimes people expect them to be as responsible as adults. Just meet them where they're at. Let them know that we care about them. Remember their favorite books and authors. Something as simple as that can make them feel like you're really seeing them. Just setting aside something that, hey, I thought you'd really like this. Let them know that you care about them and how they're feeling and what they're doing. Create programs that draw teens to the libraries. We can't help them if they're not there. So what can we do? Ask the teens what they want to do. And another great way of involving teens. I loved a quote from one of the librarians that she said, by asking them for their opinions, you're giving them a chance to express their opinions, and we're also ensuring that they're invested in the programs, that they'll bring their friends, and that they'll come. So it's a win-win situation. As old school as it is, reading is another great way of promoting resiliency in teens. Reading is always linked to positive life outcomes, and we need to find books that excite them, encourage them to experiment, find something that they can read just to practice reading, because they're going to be reading all their life, and it's important. I love this quote thinking about at-risk teens. People coming through our door, maybe they look like they're homeless and they've got a great home life. Maybe they look perfectly fine and they're falling apart inside. We don't always know who's at risk. And I love this quote by Adrina Amaro. All teens are at risk. They're at risk of falling prey to ignorance, hatred, violence, and all the other negative influences that surround them. They're at risk of failing to take advantage of the opportunities and resources available to them. Everything we do here in the Teen Lounge serves at-risk youth. Treat every teen like they have a need, like they are worth serving and worth doing our very best for. Thank you for watching.